Well, thank you for that question. And as a small business owner, this is obviously relevant to me. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to redirect our healthcare efforts to protect the most vulnerable. Once those people are protected, we need to get this country back up and running. We need to end these lockdowns. We need to get our kids back in school so they can thrive. Once we have the kids back in school, that will free a lot of parents up to get back to work. We want to gradually phase out the CERB and give people an incentive to actually return to work. And what we want to do is we want to get rid of unnecessary regulations that are stifling small business and stealing profits from entrepreneurs. The last thing that we need is some bureaucrat telling us how to run, say, our construction business when they've never actually stepped foot on a construction site. We also want to phase out subsidies in slow increments as we also lower taxes. Obviously, I'm going to be honest here. I mean, that's not going to happen overnight. We're not going to be able to lower the taxes overnight. We have to take time to get out of debt, to get this, our debt down after years of a reckless liberal and conservative government, the way they've been spending our tax dollars. So basically, once we get our families and our businesses on our feet again, the PPC is going to run this country in a fiscally responsible way so that Canadians continue to prosper for generations to come.
Thank you, Rebecca.
19, masks or
vaccine mandates.
Great question. It's a hot topic right now, that's for sure. So to be blunt, it's a hard no on mandating masks or vaccines. To address the masks, I would say, first of all, they don't work. It says it right on the box that it will not protect you against COVID-19. Numerous doctors and scientists have said they don't work. I actually had the pleasure of speaking to a doctor myself, and I basically said, it's my understanding that using a mask to prevent the spread of COVID is the same logic as using a chain link fence to prevent a mosquito from getting in your yard. And he said, exactly. Okay, so furthermore, I know, right? It's a great analogy. So furthermore, Niagara's medical officer of health, Dr. Hergy himself, in an email to me, stated that reusing masks will increase the risk of infection. Okay, so I don't know if this guy is completely out of touch with reality, but everybody knows that everybody is reusing their masks. So essentially, under Hergy's logic, mandating masks is actually going to spread the virus. So 100% I am against mandating masks. Vaccines, again, a hard no. Same reason as the masks, they don't work, right? People are still getting COVID. You can still transmit COVID. And here's the thing, even if masks and vaccines did work, I would still oppose them. And the reason being is because it is a violation and an infringement on our Charter of Rights and Freedoms, which is the highest law of the land. So if we allow this government to continuously violate our rights, we will lose our freedoms in this country forever. Okay, so if people want to wear a mask, and they want to get their vaccines, I'm all for free choice. That's their choice, but it should never be forced on anyone, not in a free country.
Okay, thank you, Rebecca. Our final speaker in this round is Michael.
So I'm going to steal, and they've given the shows to order the
3 minutes. The opening parks.
Okay, so well, first of all, thank you.
Parks. You're on mute, Rebecca. There you go.
Okay, so well, first of all, thank you so much to the organizers. You guys did a great job putting this together. Thank you to the viewers that have watched this. I hope it's been informative. I hope that you're enjoying it. One thing I wanted to point out that I think that it's important people understand about me is that I didn't just wake up one day and decide I wanted to become a politician. I'm not doing this because I want to make a name for myself or prop myself up on a stage. I'm doing this because I love truth, I love justice, and I love freedom. What I've seen over the past year has been nothing but lies and manipulation coming from our politicians. So being the person I am, I just couldn't stand by and watch this corrupt government destroy my future, my children's future, and the future of this country. So I decided to embark on this journey. I'm not going to lie, it's been very stressful. It's been very overwhelming. But I have some really great people around me. I have a great team around me, and they are always encouraging me to just be myself. Now you wouldn't think it, but that's actually really scary, especially for somebody like me who's known for not having a filter, known as a firecracker. And, sometimes I get really fired up and I swear, I'm not a perfect person. I'm the first to admit that. But what I am is I am passionate. I love people. I love this country, and I'm going to fight and fight and fight until we restore our freedoms back and get this country back in order. So understand that I'm not going to know all the answers. I'm not going to sound like a polished politician, but I will always be honest, and I will always speak from my heart. And one thing I wanted to point out, like one of the greatest things about this party and what made it really easy for me to join this party is the incredible platform. It's a very common sense, logical approach to getting this country back in order. So I would really encourage you, all of you, this is probably the most important election that you'll ever vote in, for me, for sure. And so I would just encourage you to go through the platform. I believe everybody's pages here, our websites all have the platform on it. So you can go to anybody's that's in your riding, click on platform, go through it, educate yourself, know who you're voting for, and know that this party is not only pro-freedom, it is also it has an amazing plan to make this country better than it's ever been. So that I'll just close out with saying, sorry about my phone ringing background. So in closing, I just want to thank everyone again. If you want to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, I'm at Rebecca Hahn PPC. If you want to donate or get a lawn sign or volunteer, you can email me at rebecca@rebeccahahn.ca. And I would encourage you all, again, to read through the platform, but stay strong, stay informed, and vote PPC if you want this country strong and free.
Thank you, Rebecca. Great speech. Our second,
I could.
okay.
So I'm a people lover, as I probably said before. And so I would love to, maybe do weekly Zoom meetings where anybody can come, anybody can ask questions. I want to be out in the public a lot. I want to be going to businesses. I want to be interacting with families. I want to be interacting with other local politicians to kind of get the pulse on what's happening in our community, what people's concerns are, and generally just basically have like an open door policy, where people can come in. I'm the kind of person too. I love a good challenge. I love a good debate. So I would be definitely opening up the doors for people who wanted to challenge me. I find that's a big issue that happens a lot, especially on social media. A lot of our politicians, as soon as there's any political discourse, they block you. And I think that's absolutely ridiculous, to be honest, because we're paying these people. It's one thing to call people names, but it's another thing to ask questions or disagree. So I think it's important that we have an open door policy. I think it's important that we encourage political discourse, because that is essentially the foundation of a free and democratic society, right? So I'm not going to know all the answers. I'm never going to propose to know all the answers. So people challenging me and making me think different is strongly encouraged. And I think the big thing would be getting out in the community, getting the pulse on things, and having an open door policy.
I'll answer. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to answer first because it was directed to me. So yeah, first of all, thank you so much for your willingness to get involved. I've definitely over the past week or so have a lot of people outreaching. They want to get involved in stuff. So I would say definitely email me at rebecca@rebeccahahn.ca. We need people to hand out signs and things like that. We need people to canvass with me. We're actually looking for somebody that can man our campaign office for a few days a week. If that's something you're interested in, we need somebody to coordinate volunteers. So yeah, reach out to me you can email me, or yeah, probably email is the best way actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I add one more thing to that, Gary?
Yes, sure.
Just in terms of, a big thing, the media is definitely trying to suppress this party. A lot of people don't even know the party exists. So a big thing that people can do that doesn't take up much time, especially if you're passionate and you understand that this party is pro-freedom, I would say the biggest thing you can do other than volunteering for the campaign is just keep spreading the truth. Educate yourselves about the PPC, about the platform, and then just share it with your friends, share it in the grocery store, in the bank, like just let people know that there are other options out there, and just keep spreading your truth and never give up on this, and just, yeah, I think that's a huge thing. It doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take money. It just takes, and people are passionate right now. So just keep sharing your passion with other people and it'll eventually become very contagious and catch on.
Thank-
Thanks again for everybody for coming out tonight and watching this. Again, I know I keep saying this, but go through the platform. It is honestly, it's so transparent. It's so thought out. Do your homework. Look at all the different platforms of all the parties. Don't be afraid to split the vote. Like Michael said, we need to start voting for what we want, not what we don't want. If you want something in this country, vote for it, period. Splitting the vote, it doesn't matter if we get a conservative or a liberal, it's basically the uniparty. They're all on the same page. They were all cool with these lockdowns. They all pushed the lockdowns. Nobody spoke out against it. And that's the bottom line. I think most people that are turning to this party, I think initially it's because we are promoting freedom. We want to open our economy back up. But other than that, we do have a brilliant platform. So please, please, please educate yourselves this election more than you ever have, and take this vote very seriously and make sure you get out to those polling stations on the 20th.